Hello, friends. Happy Friday and happy June. Yay! Summer is starting. So sorry I wasn't here last Friday. We took some days off and went and spent time with our friends and just had a little bit of fun and relaxation, and then came home, and then I came down with some sort of bug. So I'm dealing with that. So you'll have to forgive me for sounding a little snuffly and nasally. So I've got just a few little business things here to talk about real quick. I have a new host code for June. And this is it, and you'll also find it on the landing page when you go to shop with me. And that is the address, jannawilliams.stampinup.net. So there's that. And then with the beginning of June, started a designer series paper sale. So most of the patterned papers, and I think it's mostly the 12 by 12 size. So there's a selection, but it's a pretty big selection, and they are 15% off for the month of June. So check that out. There is also 6 by 6 papers, so it's not just the 12 by 12s. And then also they're having a starter kit promotion, so you'll have to pardon the weird colors on my page here because my printer started running out of ink while I was printing this off, and I didn't realize that I didn't have any refills, so I got right onto Amazon and ordered those. But anyway, if you would like to join Stampin' Up! As a business or just as a hobby or just for your own personal use to get a discount, this is a great time to do it because right now you can go in and choose $155 worth of products of your choice, not predetermined ones, but anything you want to choose, and pay only $99, and you'll get free shipping on that order as well. So $99 is what you will pay, and this is a great time because if you want to include patterned papers in with what you choose, you're going to get that 15% off. So it's a great time. All you have to do is go, if you wanted to sign up with me, go to my site here, and there's a button that says join, and it just walks you right through. Super easy. And if you want to do that and you have any questions, just message me. All right. So there is that. I've got a really pretty card today. And let me just move this stuff out of the way here. And it's using the Irresistible Blooms stamp set, which is a red rubber cling mount stamp set. And I'm also using the coordinating dies, which have some really fun dies in here. And Stampin' Up! Now calls their stamp sets and their die sets by the same name, which is really helpful. So Irresistible Blooms die set, and I'm using this circle one. Be aware that this circle one and this one here cuts into the paper but doesn't cut out like the whole shape. Like you're not going to get a circle piece cut out. It's going to cut into your paper. So if you had a rectangle or a square, it's going to cut that circle into it, but it's not going to cut out the circle shape itself, if that makes sense. And the same with this piece. I'm also using the coordinating papers that go along with this, and these are the Hello Irresistible. Beautiful papers, and they have this design on them. If you've ever done a resist with either embossing ink or like a batik with wax, that's the kind of design that you get on these papers. Hi, Gloria. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I don't know. It was really weird. It came on kind of fast, and I'm hoping it goes away just as fast. All right. So let me pull in my parts and pieces here. I'm going to be doing some stamping on this gorgeous yellow, which is one of their new colors called Lemon Lolly. This is one that they've brought back from the past. And I just think this is really a super pretty yellow. It's bright but soft, and I really, really like it. Okay, so what I am going to do first, because I'm going to do some heat embossing, I'm going to just wipe off this paper with my little embossing buddy here, which is just a powder to help get rid of any oils from my skin from touching the paper or whatever. That way the embossing powder won't stick where I don't want it to. And I'm just using some Versamark ink here. There's 2 flowers in this set, a bigger one and a smaller one, and I'm going to be using both of those. So I'm going to stamp up 1 large one and 2 of the smaller size. Hi, Angela. Buffalo, New York. We're clear across the states from each other, huh? If I tilt my paper just enough, I can kind of see where this is stamping, and I know that you can't see it at all. And I'm trying to leave a little bit of room just because I'm going to be die cutting these out. Okay. So I've got my white embossing powder here. Pretty, pretty. Okay, that looks pretty good. It was so much warmer where we were at our friend's house than here on the coast. And their backyard is like a park. It's just beautiful. And the birds, oh my gosh, there were so many different birds, and they were all so happy. And one morning I got up before anybody else did and just went out and sat in their backyard and looked at all the different birds in the trees and listened to them singing, and it was very relaxing and nice. Alrighty. I love heat embossing. So fun. Okay. Now then, get my dies out here. Figure out which way it goes. Okay, I think I got it. Okay, I am going to run these through my machine and I will be right back, and then I'll have one left to cut out. Okay, let me get this cut out and then we can carry on. All right, so now then, I'm going to grab my little finger dauber here for Flirty Flamingo. There it is. And my Flirty Flamingo ink. Because I wanted to make these look kind of like peace roses, which if you've never seen one, they're pink, they're big roses, and they're pink in the middle and kind of on the edges of the petals, and they're just beautiful. So I'm just going to put a little bit of pink in the middle and then go around the edge. So while I was at my friend's, we were at our friend's, her and I got to have one day that we did some crafting, and we did altered tea bags, which I have just been having a lot of fun making those. And if you follow me on Instagram, I've posted them there, as well as I did a video, my Saturday Morning Makes video. I think I've shown them in a couple different ones of the Saturday Morning Makes videos. They're really, really fun. Okay, so there is that. And then I'm just going to take a tissue here and go back over in case I got some of that ink onto the white embossing, and it will wipe that off of there. Okay, so there's our flowers, and now I need to do some leaves. So I'm just going to grab my Stamparatus here. I've already got the leaves in here, and I have put a piece of double stick tape there on the paper, because since I'm working with a small piece of paper, which I just got some ink on, oh well, their leaves, it'll be fine. It just will hold it a little bit better than having to bring the magnets on there. I want to stamp 3 leaves, so I'm just trying to get it. Okay, that should do the trick. All right, and I'm going to ink those up with Pretty Peacock. And I chose my colors according to the colors in this paper pack that I'm using. And that way I just know that they're all kind of coordinated. And I'm going to ink that a second time. So I'm stamping onto Soft Seafoam, is that light green color. And I just want to stamp one more of the small leaves. That'll work. Boy, our dogs were happy to have us home, I can tell you that. We have a friend that comes over and house sits and pet sits for us. All right, good enough. So there is that, and I think I'm good with this. And we've got coordinating dies for these. I love when that happens. The less fussy cutting I have to do, the better. Okay, and the same as I did with the flowers, oops, I'm going to run this through once and then I'll have to do that last little one again. See if I can get that to stay. Right back. So our oldest grandson and his mom moved back here. They've been gone to Alaska, gosh, since he was around 5 or something like that, and he's 18 now. So they just got back today. It'll be so nice to be able to see them and spend time, have him here. and he's having his grandpa, my husband, go look at a car with him tonight because he's got to get some wheels. All right, so I made a wreath here using that die. And remember how I said it just cuts into the paper. It doesn't actually cut the outside into a circle. It doesn't completely cut it out. So what I did was just took my scissors around and did a rough cut. I made it look kind of bumpy, if you can kind of see that there. I didn't want it to be perfect, but you certainly could take a circle die and do that if you wanted to. I just wanted it to look like one of those wreaths, which I am having trouble thinking of what they're called, but you know what I'm talking about, those natural wreaths, and why I can't think of what they're called is beyond me because I used to decorate those a lot, but I just can't think of it. Okay, so that's how I did my wreath, and I used the new color pecan pie cardstock to do that with. Excuse me. And then this is the piece of patterned paper that I chose from that paper pack. That's what the back side looks like. These are just absolutely beautiful papers. Love, love, love them. And I'm just going to use some of my art glitter glue because I love the tip on this. And I'm just going to daub some on in every one of those little kind of circle areas. They're actually moving back into the house that they lived in many years ago because it's a house that her folks have as a rental. But our grandson hasn't lived there since he was just a baby, so I doubt that he will remember it. And she's going back to work at the bank that she worked at before she left here all those years ago. And he's not sure where he wants to go get a job at. But I don't think he'll have any trouble. Everywhere in our town is hiring, so shouldn't be too difficult. Okay, before I get too carried away with decorating this up anymore, I'm going to go ahead and attach this layer onto a layer of white. So I've got my pattern paper cut at 4 by 5 1/4, and my white is cut just at 1/8 of an inch larger. And then I've made a card base out of another new color that they've brought back from the past called Lost Lagoon. And it's a really pretty color also. Okay, that looks a little wonky. Maybe if I do that. All right, there we go. Let me bring my flowers back in and my leaves. I'm just going to put a couple of dimensionals on the back of the bigger one and one each on the back of the smaller ones. There's a really strange airplane sound going over. It almost sounds like a blimp. It has that sound about it. We don't get airplanes much here. We have a very small airport. Okay, so I am going to put that one right there. Once you get all the cutting done, the die cutting on this card, it's comes together pretty quick. I like to do wreaths like that because you can make an arrangement on the bottom, you know, on the side. There's so many ways to position your things, and they always turn out beautiful. Okay, so I've got my little dimensional on there, but I'm going to put a little glue down at the bottom. And I am just going to tuck this one right there. And I'm just going to hold it down for a few seconds so that glue that I put at the bottom will stick under there. And I'm going to do the same on these two smaller ones. Okay, so there we go with that. And then I've got just the back. I'm going to use the back side of that patterned paper. I had this strip left over. And from the stamp set, I love the fonts in this stamp set. I'm going to use the cute little hello there. And I think I will stamp it out with the pretty peacock that I used on the leaves. And where's my punch? I need to see. I'm trying to decide here how I want to do this. Might help if I opened it. I don't know if that'll fit up there. I think it will, but I think it's kind of too big. So, all right, I am going to do this. Let's see how that works. Okay, so what I am going to do is grab, because I'm not really liking that. I like this, but I'm going to grab a piece of that Lost Lagoon. And I'm going to punch it with this. And I think that I will like, oh yeah, that will look better. And then do I want to, yeah, I just want to do it flat. So this is a little different than I did on my practice card. And I will show you that when we are done here. Okay, let me do the inside and then I'll come back and finish up the outside. So I kept this little piece that was left over from cutting the front of the card. Oopsie. So there we go there. And then I'm just going to take a little wink of Stella here and dab it around on the centers. In that pink area. I don't know if it's showing up or not, but it's shimmery. Okay, and then these gorgeous sequins. These are the adhesive backed sequins trio. And they are beautiful. Look at these iridescent ones. They're so pretty. But I think I'm going to do the pretty peacock ones on this card. Very pretty, I think. I like it. Yeah, I'm happy with it. Now for Christmas, you could go around and make this into a Christmas wreath and color, you know, you could put a sequin on each of these, or you could use stickles or something like that and sparkle it up and make it look like Christmas balls all the way around. That would be really pretty. Okay, so there is that one, and here's the first one I did with a different background paper there, and I used those pretty iridescent sequins. But I think they are both pretty. There's the inside of that one. Pretty, pretty. Yeah, I like them. Okay, story time. Where did we leave off here? Okay, I think I read the hayloft last time. So we're going to start here with Farewell to the Farm. And this again, if you're new, A Child's Garden of Verses, I'm just going through the whole little book. And when I'm done with this one, I've got more little books in there to read from. Farewell to the farm. The coach is at the door at last, the eager children mounting fast, and kissing hands in chorus sing, goodbye, goodbye to everything. To house and garden, field and lawn, the meadow gates we swang upon, to pump and stable, tree and swing, goodbye, goodbye to everything. And fare you well for evermore, O ladder at the hayloft door, O hayloft where the cobwebs cling, goodbye, goodbye to everything. Crack goes the whip, and off we go. The trees and houses smaller grow. Last round the woody turn we swing. Goodbye, goodbye to everything. Okay, time to rise. A birdie with a yellow bill hopped upon the window sill, cocked his shining eye, and said, "Ain't you shamed, you sleepyhead?" All right, let's do this one. And then we will end with it. Looking Glass River. Smooth it slides upon its travel, here a wimple, there a gleam. Oh, the clean gravel, oh, the smooth stream. Sailing blossoms, silver fishes, paven pools as clear as air. How a child wishes to live down there. We can see our colored faces floating on the shaken pool, down in cool places, dim and very cool. Till a wind or water wrinkle, dipping martin, plumping trout, spreads in a twinkle and blots all out. See the rings pursue each other, all below grows black as night, just as if mother had blown out the light. Patience, children, just a minute, see the spreading circles die. The stream and all in it will clear by and by. All right. Next time we will start with fairy bread. That'll be interesting. Thanks so much for joining me today. I really appreciate you being here. I would love it if you could give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed yet, that would be lovely as well. So have a great weekend, and yeah, I'll see you in my next video. Take care. Bye-bye.